Now, the last time I was invited to a Rolls Royce event, Amanda DuPont was actually there and we actually shot a video together. I tried DMing her for today, but turns out she was busy. So she's not gonna be here. However, we do have the car. And oh my gosh, what a car it is.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust.
Alrighty, so starting off with this grille. So the grille has been, I believe, has been slightly elevated, so it stands a bit taller so that it gives it a nice, bold presence to it. Obviously, this is called the Pantheon grille. It's named after the Pantheon temple because it's mimicking all the pillars that stand upright. And what is actually interesting is with this grille, it actually illuminates if you stand at a different angle, but obviously the car right now is locked, so you can't see that. However, the idea was when they created the brief for this car, they wanted to create something that was still a Rolls Royce in every respect, however less ostentatious. They wanted something that was distilled, discreet, but in every respect still a Rolls Royce. I hope you can hear me. There's some building happening on the other side. But on the inside, so the inside is painted in matte. It's all matte at the back there, and the front here, that's where there's a bit of, chintzy, glitzy material. The idea behind it was to not make it too bright. Obviously, they wanted a distinct look and also something that is very discreet. So the back of these pillars is actually painted black right here to just dim it down a little bit so it's not too glitzy or too shiny or too in your face. And then the front, they maintained the same grille that was pretty much on there, which is obviously shining, as you can see. There we go. So that's with the grille, and then you get the Spirit of Ecstasy. With the previous model, the Spirit of Ecstasy actually sat away from the bonnet. It used to sit on the grille right on top of this, but however, with this new car, it sits on the bonnet. That's a new feature already, and what's actually very clever is if you open the bonnet, it actually goes down, so it obviously recedes into the bonnet and you can open. So they've created a hole here that even when the bonnet is open, this will not be bothered at all, and that's a really, really cool feature. Some other changes are obviously with the lights. The lights are a lot more sleeker, less in your face, which is a good thing. A lot longer. Obviously, it looks like there's a slight extension. You can see the light that goes from there all the way to the back. It's got a new LED design, which is just here from there. Very clever headlamps over there. And then the engine is also very new. But before we get to the engine, there's a radar sensor down there. So if I just brighten that up, hopefully you'll see it. There it is. That's a radar system. It's supposed to scan the road ahead and tell you of what's happening. That's where all your driver aids are and a lot of those things. And now we get to the engine, which is unbelievable, absolutely insane. So it's a new engine compared to that has a 6.6 liter twin turbocharged V12 with 420 kilowatts. This now has a 6.75 twin turbocharged V12 with the same amount of power and roughly 850 Newton meters of torque. Same engine that's in the Cullinan as well as the Ghost. It is actually based on the architecture of luxury. It's basically an evolution of that, something that debuted on the Phantom and then was passed on to the Cullinan. Phantom is over there all the way at the back, and then you got the Cullinan, which is the Rolls Royce SUV or high-bodied vehicle, if you will. And then we move on to the side. We get to this part. The wheel is actually very, very clever. Now, a lot of people might not know this, but the emblem on the wheel actually stays like that, even if the car is moving. So whether the car is moving forward or backward, it stays like that. The reason being, it's got some weights in there that hold it in place the entire time. I mean, how cool is that? The attention to detail is just second to none. It's absolutely insane. And the wheels, what I hear is that there is some foam in the wheels to keep the ride quality as soft as possible. Something Rolls-Royce likes to call the magic carpet ride. Like, it's just, wait until I actually get to the end of this. Like, everything here is just unbelievable. But anyway, this is a customer car, so unfortunately I'm not allowed to go inside the car. But then hopefully next year they might have some press cars that will come down here and we'll be able to go through the interior and all that jazz. But I'll even just highlight some things on the inside. And also one thing, the suspension is very clever. There's something called planar system, which is a combination of a lot of systems to aid in this magic carpet ride and just effortless luxury. So there is a damper on top of a damper. So the suspension has its own suspension, basically. That's how I understand it. So it really irons out all the bumps in the road for a seamless driving experience. That is one thing that is very, very cool. And if you notice, there's a little line that runs from the start here all the way to the back that is known as a coach line, and it's actually painted by hand. And I'm actually given I was just told that this is a 100,000 Rand option. 100,000 Rand option for each. So there's two of them, so that's 200,000 Rand for just this the pinstripe. Like, it is absolutely insane. And then another thing, there are two cameras right up there, and what they do is they scan the road ahead and adjust the car and its driving capabilities and the driving mode, so that by the time you get to that piece of tarmac, the car's already been adjusted to suit the road quality. That's something they call satellite aided transmission. The gearbox is an 8-speed gearbox, ZF gearbox, and it's a satellite aided transmission. So therefore the road scans ahead and the car adjusts itself, gears the appropriate gear, the appropriate rev range, and all of that jazz. Like, it is absolutely insane. Then you move on down the car, it's got some cameras here, so you can get 360 view on the screens on the inside. You can definitely see that. So yeah, there's a camera over there, and we go to the side. Obviously we're familiar with the suicide door, so that's something that is very, very cool about the Rolls Royce Phantom, the Ghost I mean. And I think this is a really nice spec. It's really beautiful, and it's white exterior. This is Arctic white. The interior is also white with some purple stitching, so that is also something that is very, very cool. The back is something I'm still contemplating. I'm not sure. It's still growing on me. I haven't really soaked it all in, so I'm a bit sketchy about it, but it looks all right. I'm still, kind of like letting it sink in, and it is just amazing. Like, the car is absolutely crazy. The features that are on this car are just second to none. It is unbelievable. There are tons and tons of features on this particular Rolls Royce Ghost. I cannot wait for that road experience that they hopefully are going to bring to us very soon. They did say sometime next year they're hoping to get a whole lot of press cars down here so we can do something with them. Do a driving experience, a road show, a road trip, whatever it is. And I think it's going to be absolutely epic. Yeah, it is crazy. It really is just crazy. Oh my gosh. Woo. What else can I tell you? So the interior, hopefully they're able to locate the key, but since the customer car, people are not just allowed to just hop on inside. However, I'll tell you a bit about the inside. So on the roof line, there's something known as the Starlight headliner. So it's actually weird because I did a video on this with a couple of my friends earlier when all the media guys were out here. The car was open, we were able to go through everything on the inside. We were just goofing around, we were just goofing around, and with a couple of guys, a couple of friends in the car community, wanted to do something, collaborate, and basically just enjoy each other's company. So most of the stuff isn't probably going to be in that video. However, I will highlight a few of those things here, starting with the cost. So I am given the understanding that this particular spec is 12 million Rand. 12 million Rand. Yes, you heard right. I am not kidding. I am not joking. It is 12 million Rand. Absolutely insane. That's a lot of money, but it is a lot of car too. So yes, on the seating of the car, there's a constellation of stars. Now you can even go crazy with that. You can absolutely go to town on that and get it even customized. So there's a constellation of stars, and if you check the right boxes or ask Rolls Royce to do this, they can actually install a shooting star. So if you look closely in the car, inside the car, on the seating, there's a shooting star. Like they just flicker. They keep on passing. Like it's insane. And also another thing, if you want to go the extra level in terms of bespoke commissions, you can actually ask Rolls Royce to find the constellation that was there on your birthday and have that put into your car. Like, I mean, how cool is that? Talk about personalization and just customization and individualization. It's absolutely insane. And then another thing that I want to show you through the window is right over there. So there's the Rolls Royce Phantom has something called the gallery, where you can commission your artwork and things like that. However, on here, it's slightly different. So there's a constellation of about 850 stars right there on the dash that show up and illuminate once the car is on, and that is just amazing. That's crazy. You can get some of your artwork or pictures or whatever sort of stamped there, and so you can have some of your most memorable times with you each time you drive in the car, and that's also something that is very, very cool. The doors open by themselves, not open by themselves, but you can, upon opening them, if you open the door, pull it out, and if you just swipe, the door closes itself. I think if you check out my other videos, you see that. I think we've demonstrated that in the previous videos. Just that now it's later on in the day and people may have left. But yeah, and on the inside, one thing they've also improved on is, so my previous experience with Rolls Royces was that it's a beefy car. I believe this is well over 2.5 tons, so 2,500 kilograms, somewhere roughly thereabout. So the door is also pretty massive and it's quite heavy, especially if you're on the inside and you're trying to open it. It is quite heavy. However, with the new Ghost, I think Rolls Royce has noticed this and they've tried to fix it. So if you're on the inside, you just hold the door handle, so you open it and then you pull it still, and the door just continues and it just opens up wide, which is decent. Sure, it's a bit of a stretch, but it's something, because I mean most of the features here were motorized from the outside. So you hop out of the car, press the button, the door closes. You get into the car, press the button, the door closes. However, when you were inside and trying to hop out, there was a bit of a problem. That was something that was lacking. So I'm glad Rolls Royce really addressed that with this particular model, and so that's epic. The Spirit of Ecstasy, we all know this. The Spirit of Ecstasy is the emblem of Rolls Royce, the epitome of Rolls Royce. You can actually get that in that silver color, or you can actually get it gold plated. It's amazing the amount of customization options that you could go through with Rolls Royce. It's everything. Whatever you want, you dream it, you imagine it, they do it. Basically, that's just that. I'm actually interested. I hope to see some pretty bold specs. Don't get me wrong, this is a really cool spec. However, I feel like I'd like to see some pretty bold specs, something a lot more bolder than this, like some, I don't know, two-tone color schemes. You get a blue on the top with white at the bottom, or blue the entire car with the white on the top, or even purple and things like that. I don't know if it's Rolls Royce can do that. So I can't wait to see what some of the specs on these cars will be like, especially worldwide and even here locally. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to be so cool. I cannot wait for that. You've got massive 21-inch wheels here in the back and in the front. I believe those can be upgradable to even 22 inches. So wow, and it's crazy. It's crazy. And I also like how the interior is just so minimalistic, and everything you see on the inside is that material. There's no fake plastic, there's no fake leather, there's no fake anything. If it's wood, it is actual wood. If it is leather, it is actually leather. And that just shows you how far they go to create the best product that they can possibly make. And that is insane. Oh man, so yeah, the 2021 Rolls Royce Ghost. First impressions, I like it. I really like the front. I'm a guy who doesn't really like change sometimes, so when things change a little too much, it's like, it takes some time for it to grow on me. However, I mean, comparing this to the Ghost that's over there, which you can see, I mean, you can tell the differences. That they're quite significant. They're very significant actually. And Rolls Royce actually said this Ghost, the only two things that have been carried over from the old one to the new one is one, the Spirit of Ecstasy, and the umbrellas on the inside, on the door handles. Like that, everything else is completely new for this car. And wow, it's probably they're saying that this is their most technologically advanced car yet. It's got technologies that even the Phantom does not have. So that is a pretty big, that's huge. That is huge. That is huge. That's probably one of their most successful models in their entire 106-year history. That tells you something about the Rolls Royce Ghost. I mean, it's for a different client base, and they wanted something that was still a Rolls Royce, but just relaxed and discreet. It doesn't shout. It's not ostentatious or anything like that. But it's a Rolls Royce. It's still gonna be a Rolls Royce, and it still looks like a Rolls Royce, but not as brash as a Phantom, Big Daddy of the Rolls Royce family. And yeah, I love it. It looks perfect. I can't wait to get on the inside. If you check out my other videos, you'll probably see those. And yeah. Whew. This is insane. Oh my gosh. Rolls Royce Ghost. Yeah, so let me know in the comments below what you think. And yeah, what are some of your favorite features? And then yeah, let me know. So it is good to be back, finally recording something. I missed this. It has been a minute. I won't lie, it has been a minute. But yeah, Rolls Royce Ghost. And the thing is, before I end, there's just sort of something like the speed. Sure, it does go fast. Obviously, it's got a massive 6.75 liter twin turbocharged V12, 420 kilowatts or some more, and 850 newton meters of torque. And it does 0 to 100 in 4.8 seconds. I mean, it does have the grunt, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to go that fast. It wasn't built to be, super fast and all that jazz. But what is impressive is it can do that actually. So that's awesome. That is really awesome. Yeah, so it has the speed. It wasn't built for speed, but it has the speed. If you want it, it's there. And I think they just covered every single aspect of it, which is amazing if you ask me. Not many manufacturers can do that. That's why Rolls Royce kind of stands out. And I like how one of the founding founders, I believe it was Henry Royce, who says, find the best that exists and make it better. And basically that's exactly what Rolls Royce is doing today. I mean, they keep on pushing the envelope. They keep on pushing boundaries and making things that are just insane. You're just like, what? A car can do that? Yeah, so let me know in the comments below what you think of the Rolls Royce Ghost, and I cannot wait for the press cars that are hopefully going to be coming next year. And massive shout out to Rolls Royce South Africa. Thank you so much for the invite. I really enjoy these things, and what a way to return to YouTube with another Rolls Royce launch. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers. Alright, so just as I had ended that previous clip, one of the salespeople decided to open the car for me. Well, he found the key, located the key fob, and the car is now officially open, so I can actually show you the interior of the Rolls Royce Ghost.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.
So this is something I was talking about earlier. So there you go, it's illuminated, written Ghost, and it's got a constellation of 850 stars. I'll let that sink in. Tell me that's not necessary. Anyway. And then the carpets are insane. Just have a look at my hands. See how thick it is. Like, oh my goodness, this is insane. It's absolutely crazy. Now you've got this new digital screen that just was introduced, obviously trickling in from the Phantom, as well as the Cullinan, the SUV, and it's just a clean look. There is nothing, it's not too clustered. Everything that's there is there for a purpose, and it's actually real material. This car is brand new. It's only got 43 kilometers on the clock, so that is very, very impressive. And then we move on to the back. Let me just show you what's in the back. Oh, I mean, look at that. I mean, come on. So it's got the white, Arctic white interior with purple stitching. This is wood. Oh man, would you just look at that? Absolutely crazy. And then if you press this button over here, the table comes, and if you continue pressing, the TV screen should pop out, if I'm not mistaken. Or do you press the other side? So I'm pressing the other side, and then the screen pops out. There we go. I mean, how awesome is that? And then you just press this one again, and everything disappears, including the table. Absolutely insane. So one of the features that I was telling you about, obviously it's got the Bespoke audio. These are the little tweeters. So it's not like branded. It's a Bespoke audio system for Rolls Royce. As one of my friends was talking about in one of the other videos, one of the YouTubers, Timber. So the sound system, some of the speakers are actually mounted on the chassis itself. So it gives you a holistic sound experience while you're on the inside. And then one thing that I was complaining about, because once you get on the inside, it's a bit difficult to push the door, open it wide out. However, Rolls Royce has countered that, as I was saying earlier. So obviously you just push that button and it's going to close. There we go. Closes by itself. However, what I wanted to show you when you're on the inside, and it's very light, like I can just use one finger and it's moving. And the beauty about it is wherever I stop, the door stops there. So it's hinged there. It won't move, it won't flap. It's not going to just roll out by itself. And then one cool feature is if you're on the inside, obviously I can't get into this one, but I can just demonstrate this one. this right here, all you have to do is just pull this lever all the way, and the car door just extends. I mean, how cool is that? How cool is that? Oh my goodness! Oh snap! Obviously the suicide doors, typical Rolls Royce, and then these umbrellas. Remember I mentioned that the only two things that have trickled in from the old Ghost to the new Ghost are the Spirit of Ecstasy, which is the lady over there, as well as the umbrellas. Now the umbrellas are located here at the back doors. All you gotta do is press this button and the umbrellas come out. So you just pull it all out, and it's the first time that this little hole is actually heated. So let's say you've been using this umbrella on a rainy day and it's wet, and you obviously have to put it back wet. You can put it back in wet, however, because it's heated, it doesn't drip all over the place and it dries out within its little socket in there. I mean, how cool is that? My gosh, I actually want to show you something else. Let's close that door. All right, try. Okay, let me get this right. Swipe. There we go. I just swiped it and the door is closing. Let's do that on this other side. It's got soft close as well. Bam. There we go. And one other feature, because they were going for a very seamless style with this particular car, they didn't want any latches or stuff just hanging around. So because they created this seamless roof line, they had to increase the length of this little tape that goes around the car. I'm not sure what this is called in particular. However, they had to increase it by the exact size of a raindrop. They had to increase this by the exact size of a raindrop. So Rolls-Royce, what they did is they sent out a team to measure rain droplets all over the world, and they came back and reported back to HQ and said it's 4 millimeters. So they raised this by 4 millimeters so that when you open the door, no raindrops will actually mess up your interior. Your car will not get wet because somebody went out there to measure a raindrop. Like, who does that? Who does that? That's one of the cool features that the Rolls-Royce has. Have a look at the boot. It's pretty spacious for a car of this magnitude, actually. I don't think a whole lot of stuff is going to be put back here. Same luxurious materials, very, very, very supple. Oh my goodness, this is so good. I can play with this all day. And that's obviously the fridge. You can store in your champagne flutes. They're in there, wine bottles, everything, and it's also heated and cooled. So you can either cool your drinks at various temperatures, actually, depending on whether it's wine or a particular brandy. Some drinks are at 6 degrees and others are 11 degrees. So depending on what you put, you can choose to chill it at either 6 degrees or 11 degrees. Rolls-Royce have thought about everything. And obviously to close, effortless, just press a button and it closes by itself. How cool is that? Move on right along. What else do I need to show you on the inside? I think the wheels, I mean not the wheels, but just the door, the seat rather, it is just massive. Like, it is very, very big. Like, look at how thick it is compared to all the other seats that you've seen in other cars. Let me give you a better picture of that one. Look at that one. I mean, how awesome is that? It's so thick. It's obviously bolstered. It's very comfortable, very luxurious. I'm actually scared of touching this white interior because if I make it dirty, I am in trouble. And then the starlight headliner. This is what I was talking about, the constellation of stars on your roof line. I mean, how cool is that? My gosh. You've got these pillows, obviously very fluffy, very comfortable, with the Rolls-Royce logo embossed on it. Seatbelt, this customer has decided to go with the purple stitching, which is absolutely insane. And it looks good. It's just a very immaculate spec. I want to show you the driver's side of things. There we go. If I just press the stop button, it lights up the dash and the screen. Look at how clean it is. Very standard cluster, very nice. Steering wheel, it's got wood finishes over here, which is also very cool. It's not very clustered. Everything that's on the steering wheel serves a purpose, and it's not like in your face. It's not shouting at you, which I think is something that Rolls-Royce really does well. A minimalistic approach. Everybody nowadays seems to be going in that direction of just having minimalistic, simplistic, but still elegant. Maximum opulence has been the theme for this particular car. So yeah, really cool. And where is the button? Where is the button? So in the back, obviously, if you hop into the car and you press the button back there, it closes the door for you. I don't know if you can see it, but there it is. There's a button that if you just press, the door closes while you're in the inside. You don't have to reach out to press it. And I'm trying to gauge where the other one is on the inside. I thought it was underneath here, but I guess not. I'll locate that at a later stage. Here's your gear lever. This is how you select the gears. So very cool as well. And it's got a low mode. So this is Rolls Royce's sport mode, basically. So low is basically sport in Rolls Royce language. And there you have it. And I like how these little dials for the aircon, I see how it's blue, and if I just rotate this, there's a little knob. If you take it to the other side, it becomes, you know, like a heated feature. And everything just feels so luxurious. It's quality products. I mean, you put the, I mean, this is insane. Oh my goodness. Everything, all this, proper materials. And then the screen, absolutely amazing. Yeah, and there you go. There's the screen. The vehicle will be switched off shortly for further use of functions. Start the engine. We don't have the key fob with us right now, but yeah. And it's such a quiet car. So there's a test. There's something that's been going around actually. So I just learned about this today. There's something called the 5 Rand test, coin test. So 5 Rand currency here in South Africa, just 5 Rand, not a whole lot. However, Rolls-Royce claimed that their engine is so quiet and so smooth that you could place a coin on the engine, like standing upright, start up the engine and let it idle, and the coin will not fall. Like, I kid you not. I want to try this. I want to do this test when the next demo versions come, because this is a customer car, so we can't really play around with it. I'm very grateful to be able to actually open it up and take a look on the inside and things like that. But when the demo versions come, I hope I do not forget that. I really want to try that out. Open up the boot, place a coin there, 5 Rand coin. It's pretty thick, it's got a thick base. Place it on there, start up the car, let it idle, and let's see if the coin actually stays there. That would be an impressive test. So yeah, I'm glad I got to open up the car to show you this, and yep. So goodbye again. But thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate this. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you to all the subscribers that have been pouring in the comments, people showing love, like, hey, where you at, where you been, and things like that. I really appreciate the support and the pushing, and I hope to deliver more content in the next few days. Thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers. Bam.